Illinois deputy charged with murder shot woman in face after ordering her to move pot of water. Authorities say an Illinois sheriff's deputy charged with murder in the death of a black woman shot her in the face during a tense moment over a pot of water in her home. July 18, 2024, 8:24 a.m. Eastern Time, Illinois. An Illinois sheriff's deputy charged with murder in the death of a black woman shot her in the face during a tense moment over a pot of water in her home, and then discouraged his partner from trying to save her, authorities said Thursday. The details were in a court document filed in support of keeping fired Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson in custody without bond. County Circuit Judge Ryan M. Cadigan agreed, denying Grayson pretrial release at a hearing Thursday in Springfield. In a courtroom guarded by a dozen sheriff's deputies with 3 more patrolling the hall, Cadigan described the actions the former deputy is accused of as such a departure from the expectations of a civil society. Sonia Massey, 36, was killed at her home in Illinois capital city, about 200 miles south of Chicago. Prosecutors allege that after Grayson allowed Massey to move a pot of water heating on the stove, and she set it on a counter, Grayson then aggressively yelled at Massey over the pot and pulled his 9mm pistol. Massey then put her hands in the air, declared, "I'm sorry," and ducked for cover before being shot in the face. Grayson also discouraged the other deputy from getting his medical kit, prosecutors said. The other deputy still rendered aid and stayed with Miss Massey until medical help arrived. First Assistant State's Attorney Mary Rogers wrote, Grayson at no time attempted to render aid to Miss Massey. The 30-year-old Grayson, who is white, was indicted on charges of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. He pleaded not guilty in his first court appearance Thursday. More than 30 of Massey's family members and their supporters filled the seats of the courtroom Thursday, several of whom declined to comment afterward. No one argued with the state's contention that body camera footage of the incident upheld the first requirement in ordering Grayson detained, that there is a strong presumption that the actions alleged in the indictment occurred. Authorities said they plan to release the body camera footage publicly Monday. Defense attorney Dan Foltz argued for Grayson's release, contending the state's arguments fell short on other arguments. Foltz said Grayson is not a threat to the community because was compliant and turned himself in within a half hour after his arrest warrant was issued. He said the Army veteran owns a home in Riverton, a community just east of Springfield, with his fiancée, whom he plans to marry this fall. His detention would pose a burden on the county, he said, because of stage 3 colon cancer diagnosed last fall that requires special medical treatment. Foltz asked for Grayson's release on condition that weapons be removed from his home, that he undergo a mental health evaluation, and the be put on around-the-clock electronic monitoring. Cadigan decreed that Massey, weighing about 110 pounds, posed no threat to the 6'3", 228-pound Grayson, who was armed and accompanied by another deputy, and after shooting her refused to render aid. Sheriff Jack Campbell said Wednesday that Grayson was fired because it is evident that the deputy did not act as trained or in accordance with our standards. With our badge, we accept enormous responsibility, and if that responsibility is abused, there should be consequences. Ben Crump, an attorney for Massey's family, said the charges were a step toward justice for Sonia's loved ones, especially her children, who have endured unimaginable pain and suffering since they were notified of this tragedy. As many as 200 people gathered Wednesday at the Springfield NAACP building to express support for Massey and her family. I am enraged that another innocent black woman had her life taken from her at the hands of a police officer, Illinois Gov. J.B. Pritzker said after the indictment. Grayson is due back in court August 26th. He has been with the Sangamon County Sheriff's Department about 18 months, Foltz said, after serving as an officer with several other police agencies in central Illinois for about 7 years before that. Perez Winder reported from Chicago and White from Detroit.